on this topic. Now we move on to Europe. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is meeting Russian President Vladimir Putin today in Moscow to discuss crude oil and gas supplies for Hungary. As well as peace efforts in Ukraine, Orban has maintained close ties with Moscow despite the war in Ukraine, and Hungary remains reliant on Russian energy. Orban has announced the meeting on his Facebook page, saying that he was going to ensure Hungary's energy supply for the coming winter and next year. The discussions will also touch on Ukraine, with Orban noting the challenge of avoiding the topic. This comes after the US granted Hungary an exemption from sanctions on Russian oil and gas. Orban has also proposed a peace summit between Putin and Trump in Budapest, a plan that was shelved earlier this year. Now for this discussion, we welcome Glenn Grant. He's a former advisor to Defense Minister of Ukraine, joins us live from Kyiv. Thank you, Glenn, for joining us today. I hope you're staying safe there. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm trying.
Thank you. Glad to have you back with us. If you can tell us, is there any role that Viktor Orban can play to get peace between Putin and Zelensky?
No, none at all. And the reason is because he's pulled himself away from anything to do that is sensible to do with the existence and the working of Ukraine. I mean, he not only has aligned himself with Putin, as you can see, because he's going there to see him, but he's pushed away all the other countries that might be allies for him, and he's also constantly accusing Ukraine of doing things against the Hungarian minority.
And Glenn, how does Hungary's continued reliance on Russian oil now, and also gas, even amid this Ukraine war, affect NATO's strategic cohesion and the alliance's ability to present a unified stance?
You've raised good points there. I mean, one of the things is that clearly, I mean, Hungary is just putting hard money into Russia that will be used against Ukraine, and may actually be used against Hungary again at some stage, because you can't trust Putin. But it's very difficult for the European Union to claim any sort of solidarity when both Hungary and Slovakia are both undermining joint efforts.
And why did US grant exemption from sanctions for Hungary in particular?
No, it's very simple. I mean, Trump is working, if not for Putin, with Putin, to do everything he can to help Putin. And this is one opportunity that he's got by dropping those sanctions with Hungary to ensure that Putin actually gets some hard financial support.
Right. Thank you for simplifying it for us. And Glenn, what security implications arise from a NATO member, again, engaging directly with President Putin?
Oh, well, I mean, the one thing is that despite their difficultness and contrariness of Hungary, they are, of course, party to all the things that Hungary is talking about and all the things that NATO is talking about, and I think it is worrying, because it's almost sure that Orban will just simply hand over to Putin anything that he thinks will get him better leverage with Putin. So security risks, he is a very, very serious security risk on his own.
What does Orban risk for his own country, like Hungary here, for continued engagement with Russia?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question. I mean, all my Hungarian friends, I have quite a few on Facebook and on email. They're all very anti-Orban at the moment, and they think he's just dragging them down for his own personal ambitions with Putin. So I think that, if there is a free and fair election, then Orban is likely to get booted out. But of course, as we know from these things with other countries, there may not be a free and fair election. So we may have more of Orban in the future.
Do you think that even in case of a new or more Orban in the future for Hungary, do you think EU will be trying to corner or punish Hungary for how they have acted during Ukraine and Russia war?
Well, this is a very good question because I mean van der Leyen, who sort of heads the EU, has been extremely weak on this area so far. In fact, weak enough that even I suspect that she may have Putin's sympathies, because there has been nothing of any seriousness so far except stopping some of the money that Orban needs for that he probably wants to steal himself. But at some stage, the European Union is going to have to do something. And I do know that they are working on ways not to punish, but just to work around Orban and Hungary with what it's doing.
Right. With that, I would like to thank Glenn for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come